ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। It's not working, not proper. So we have been seeing in the topic of glory of Guru, the parampara or the lineage starting from Lord Shiva is the tradition where we belong to, Chinmaya mission. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. We salute this tradition of teachers starting from Lord Shiva, who is the very embodiment of that unity. Later on came Vyasa as a compiler, Bhagavan Shankaracharya as one who re-established this tradition, Swami Tapovanam, who also came in that same tradition, as you see his picture here. He was considered as a Himavat Vibhuti, the very glory of Himalayas. His fit disciple Swami Chinmayananda is the one who established his Chinmaya mission as a tradition. And about him, as we were seeing, Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Can you go to the next slide? One who has spent his life only for the sake of doing what is best for others, forgetting about his personal joys and sorrows. He had decided to serve the society community. In that context, we have seen the following slide, please. He saw the plight of the country. Samskrider vikshahanim cha bharadasya cha dustitim dravidam hridayam yasya vandeham tam mahamunim. And he also Swayam kurvan karyamscha, following slide. Swayam kurvan karyamscha karmani vividaniyaha asaktas sarva karyeshu vartade sarvadachasa. Swayam kurvan, doing oneself, karyan, making others do, vividani karmani, various activities. At the same time, sarva karyeshu asaktaha, in all activities remaining detached. That's the key to the greatness. When we say great people in this world, they did all that, but not ever attached to what they were doing. That is the key to that greatness of the people who worked for the world. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Gita, the nature of a gunatita, a person gone beyond the qualities, a saint is one. Udasinavat asinaha yo gunair na vichalyate. Gunavartanta ityeva yovatishtati na ingade. You know, when we work in this world, we are udasin also. Udasin means indifferent. We are indifferent to others and very much interested in what happens to us. What happens in our mind, we are so interested, and about others, udasin. Let the world go to dogs. Who cares? But just the opposite is the nature of a saint. About oneself, he is unconcerned. Gunaihi yaha na vichalyate. He is not affected by his own thoughts and emotions. Udasinavat, as though indifferent to one's own joys and sorrows, but extremely interested in the people around. You know, that is the beauty. Why saints, otherwise if udasina, indifferent, why should they be in the world? साधु लोगों को इस दुनिया में क्या काम है? In this world, what is the work for them? If they are disinterested, indifferent, they don't need to do anything in this world. That's what many people think. The sadhu log, they should be in Himalayas. Why are you here? Why are they here? They are here because they don't want us. We want them. They don't want us means they are not they are interested to, attached. But we need. The sun shines. Who needs it? Does the sun need to shine? Its nature is to shine, and we derive the benefit out of its power, isn't it? The rain falls for whom? The nature of the water to come down from the clouds, and it is we who derive those benefit out of that. The nature is, and because of nature is, we are benefited. The tree doesn't say that, okay, take this fruit, please take it. Its nature is to express the flowers, the beauty, the leaves, the shade, the fruits. And it is us who have understood that this is useful to us, we take a benefit out of it. In the same way, the Mahatmas remain in their own nature. Krishna says, Samadukka Sukha Swastaha Samaloshtasma Kanchanaha Tulya Priya Apriyo Dhiraha Samaloshtasma Tulya Priya Apriyaha Tulya Nindasma Samstutihi. They remain in their Swastaha means remaining in their own nature. Swatishtati Sthane. So remaining in their own blissful nature, they are become most important to the world. Because about themselves, udasin. About themselves, they are not bothered. Best example is our own Gurudev. Tirelessly he worked, overlooking his own body and its needs and its health. Udasinavadasinah. Udasinavat, as though indifferent. See, because when you are same to all, it looks like you are not interested in anybody. Like the sun, again, go back to the example of sun. The sun shines. For whom? You don't say it is shining for me. It is shining for everyone. So it is indifferent to everyone. At the same time, it is most useful to everyone. It is not shining for me specially. So it's same to all. Yet, it is the most beneficial to all. So that is the nature of the Mahatmas. They remaining unconcerned about themselves, but very much concerned about the people around. And we saw in the next slide, Jnana Yajna Pracharam cha Brahmachari Prashikshanam Shruti Smriti Puranadi Yakya Grantha Prakashanam. Engaging in dissemination of knowledge, Jnana Yajna, Brahmachari Prashikshanam, and training more people to do that. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Vyakya, Grantha Prakashanam. Publishing the commentaries on various scriptures. I might have told you this earlier also. Scriptures are like sculptures. When you have a painting, it is a frozen idea or a frozen thought. Whereas a sculpture, when you see, it has two-dimensional, three-dimensional. In the same way, the scriptures are three-dimensional in the sense they are not frozen ideas. They have the beauty that can be applied even today. That's why they are called scriptures. The beauty of this three-dimensional idea is it is not just frozen one side or two sides. It is depth. It is a depth of that knowledge that can touch our life. That's useful for all times to come. What is said 6,000 years back by Bhagavan Sri Krishna at the battlefield of Kurukshetra was not only for Arjuna. It's a human condition. All of us go through the condition of sorrow when we are attached to what is temporary. When he says that you are attached to something which is not permanent, you will suffer. Zindagi ek suffer. You suffer because your own unintelligent way of looking at things. Not anything happened there. So therefore, what was said that time at the battlefield to a particular person is applicable forever for human beings. So long as the human beings unintelligently live getting attached to things which are temporary. Ashochan anya shochasvam prajnavadamsya bhashase. So when commentary was written on all these things, it is to show that it is forever. It's not just a story. And to the children, balakeshu cha samskara. To the children, it is samskar, the right values. Vicharo yuvakeshu cha. For the youth, it is the way to think. Because small children, they do not have their own independent thinking. Just like when I want water, they won't think. Only after I is finished, the water will come now. It's called absence of thinking. So, yuvakeshu vichar, right thinking. And the children cannot think, but they have to be fed the right knowledge. So that is in samskar. Dharmanishta desha bhaktihi loka seva tadaivacha. At the same time, dharmanishta, remaining in the righteous ways of living, desha bhakti, giving that patriotism to whichever community you are living, and also dharmanishta desha bhakti loka seva, serving the community. These are the things taught to the youth. Continuing, he says, Yata vriddhim, I think we saw this also. Anyway, you repeat after me. Yata vriddhim prapnuvanti tata yatnam karoti saha sarvada sarvabhavena Sadgururno yatishvaraha ye guna sarva shastreshu varnyante brahmajnaninam tairayam sarvada purno Rajate sarva yoginam. Vriddhi means progress. Yatha vriddhim prapnuvanti. As the things progress, tata yatnam karodya. You know, I've told you this in the last session also. When you work on something, when you put hard work, it will progress. But when we progress to some extent, we should not relax. Gurudev used to say, in any organization, there are three conditions. In the beginning stage, nobody wants you. If let's say you're bringing a new product in the market, who wants it? So when you say this is a new product I brought, and nobody even knows that, nobody even wants it. iPad, who wanted it? Tell me. You have to say that you need it. You have to prove that a person needs it. Once they understand the use of it and help, I mean, how much it is helpful in their life, then vriddhi takes place. Meaning, it becomes progressive and everybody wants. When Gurudev started his Gita Jnana Prachar, nobody wanted. Who wanted Gita? Who wanted the teachings of Gita? They don't even know that there is something like that. So when he began, hardly anybody would even notice that he is talking about. And he used to go, it is very interesting if you look at the life story of our own Puja Gurudev. When he used to give talks, there was no flyers and all those things. Those printing is very costly and they were not able to do that at that time. So what he would do, he will wear a cloth over his head and then go in a bicycle and then go on and sing, "Today Swami Chinmayananda is speaking in the temple." He himself. Imagine the amount of enthusiasm. At 6:30 in the evening, all of you are requested to come about Gita. And you go on announcing road by road. And evening go and sit himself. That is the what you call enthusiasm. That's called the drive. He would print these, somebody later on found that, this is an interesting thing, we will print, but who will distribute? I will distribute. He will go road by road, house by house and give it. Please, you come for the talk. What a hard work, you just imagine. Today, email, and that also you don't see it. So, he was working so hard because he wanted to market the product. You need it. You need this knowledge. It is not for me. It is for you to become better, for you to become happy. So therefore, he was working so hard in the beginning, reaching out to, so three stages of an organization. First, nobody wants it. So you have to prove that you are needed into the society. Second condition is where people have accepted you. You have become a well-known organization or a product and everybody is in praising you and everybody is acknowledging you, respecting you. And there's a second stage where you have been recognized, honored, understood, needed. And he says this is a dangerous condition of an individual or any organization. Don't take it for granted. That just because you have been accepted by somebody does not mean you are right. People praise you does not mean you are good. There are enough people who have been praised, but they are not good. Enough things have been accepted by the world, but that does not mean it is useful to the society. Sometimes it is a gun, for example. Everybody wants it. Anyway, I am not going there. So then, a thing may be accepted, respected, honored, wanted, adored, admired. But that does not mean by itself it is great. To prove its greatness, it has to sustain. So when people go to the top, where they have money, wealth, name, fame, recognition, etc., that is the time they are most vulnerable. You have to be extremely careful at that point. That is the time you need to think, really, am I bringing the quality here? Or I am taking for granted. I can say anything, I can sell anything, they will buy. This is where any company will go really wrong. Or any person will go wrong. So that is where you have to become more and more, specifically more and more concentrating on quality, perfection. Put a standard there. So then he says the third stage of your organization or any individual who is progressively moving forward is to make himself not vulnerable. Make himself or herself or product or company should become extremely careful about their quality. Indispensable you should become. So then that is where an individual has to work harder. Yata vruddhim prapnuvanti tata yatnam karoti saha. As the one progresses forward, he has become more and more putting effort on that. Sarvada, at all times, sarvabhavena, in all ways, sadguruhu naha yatishvaraha. Yatishvaraha means yatnam karodi means yati. Yati means one who puts a lot of work. Yati Ishvaraha, the one who has put extreme effort to make himself perfect. Naha Guruhu, our own teacher, our own Guru is Sarvada Sarvabhavena, in all ways, in all conditions. Since I have moved a little closer to Gurudev and seen him in close quarters, I would say that he never compromised on perfection. Anything he would do. Very particular. Even the dress that he wears. Very particular about that. Because he says, after all, you are being watched. You are being seen, noticed. Don't be shabby. The words that you utter, the ways you behave, the way you appear, the way you do things, the way you interact with everything has to be made as much as possible conscious of quality. So, what we see, Sarva Shastreshu ye gunaha brahmajnaninam varnyante. Ye gunaha, these qualities which are Sarva Shastreshu in all various scriptures, varnyante is being described. Brahmajnaninam gunaha, the qualities and characteristics of a Brahmajnani. Meaning one who has identified himself with the highest truth. Brahmanaha Jnani, he who knows the absolute truth, Brahman, he knows that Jnani. What is the characteristic of a person of such kind? In the 14th chapter, when this is again asked this by Arjuna, what is the nature of a Gunatita Purusha? How does he move around in this world? Kima acharaha. And kadam cha etat trin gunan adivartate. How did he come out of these three qualities of the mind? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva is a quality where you learn, understand, contemplate, meditate, think creatively. Rajas is where you engage, act, prove, demonstrate, extrovertedness. And Tamas, where most of us are most of the time lazy, not doing anything. So these qualities are there, moods are there in our mind. But who is the one who has gone beyond these things? He has become a master of this. How did he do that? For him there are no thoughts or qualities in his mind? No. But he is not affected by that. Because he has seen that which is beyond this. How did he do that? Sri Krishna says very beautifully that he who worships me Bhakti yogena sevate yo avyabhicharena bhakti yone maam sevate maam cha avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Such a person gunan etan aditya trin brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Such a person alone can be beyond these three qualities. Meaning, one who has thus understood the Lord as the one who is beyond these qualities, identifying with them and doing work, such is the quality of a Brahmajnani. A man of maturity, of highest spiritual maturity, is one who is dedicated to God. However scientific you would be in your mind, you cannot understand the facts of things. Why sun has to shine? It is. Why rain has to come? It is. Why earth has to rotate? It is. Now, who decides this? You and I. So, is it not the nature says that it is a fact, that this is a nature. That's why it's called nature. But why a nature is nature? If science has to ask that question, when I throw a stone above, it comes down because of its nature of gravity. Okay. Why it is so? Is it an unintelligent, therefore, unintelligently it is, chaotically it is happening? It is. So, when you recognize that the world what it is, or the nature what it is not an unintelligent, chaotic situation. It is an intelligent, most, ununderstandable nature. Most incomprehensible presence. phenomena. Whether you call it as a God or whatever you call it as, you understand without whom nothing will happen. So, Brahmajnaninam ye gunaha sarva shastreshu varnyante, what is being described as the qualities of the men of knowledge, taihi ayam sarvada purnaha rajate. He expresses it fully, completely. Sarva yoginam. Among all the great masters, we can see ayam sarvayoginam ayam taihi gunai purnaha rajate sarvada. Those qualities of the men of great understanding is fully, clearly seen in this great person. So that is the reason why the proximity of a guru or a teacher who can demonstrate is very important. Then only we get really inspired. Otherwise, we live perspiring all the time. We are so fed up of life. I mean, everything is same, every day is the same. I don't see. Why we have that lack of that drive? Because there is nobody who's really showing us what we can do. We are doing the same thing every day and not day and night, same thing. There is no enthusiasm to live. We drag ourselves every day. Just like you drag your children to Bal Vihar. Come! I don't want to go. Come! Similarly, we drag ourselves day after day. There is no enthusiasm. Our enthusiasm is only when we are challenged by the world, if at all. So, where the inner drive, many people say, Swamiji, my son, he has no self-motivation at all. Don't you say that when you see your own children? Motivating. Motivating means a fat person eating is motivating. There is motivation at all. Why there is no motivation? Because there is no interest in what he does. Why there is no interest? Because there is no love for what he does. Why he doesn't have love for it? Because his love is somewhere else. Simple as that. His interest is somewhere else. It's not that he lacks love. He lacks love in this. Give him what do you call that? Tindando or whatever it is. He will be all 24 hours he will be with that. Yesterday I asked one boy, what sports you play? Video games. What sports you play with your body? Yes, my both hands are very busy swimming. Now see, they are busy because they love it. What you love, you don't feel tired at all. Is it not true? Some people love to eat, never get tired. Others will get tired looking at them. How much you are eating? So when you have love for something, you will never get tired about it. So it is not, the love is not there. So inculcate that love for the thing what he does. Then you will see, you don't need to be around. He will do it. So here, one who has fallen in love with that absolute supreme truth, he will see that everywhere present. So in anyone whom he serves, anyone whom he talks to, he enjoys being with the Lord. That is the quality of a Brahmajnani. Ye guna sarva shastreshu varnante Brahmajnaninam tairayam sarvada purna. Completely. Rajate sarva yoginam. Such an individual shines so brilliantly. You can go on talking about that, but I have to end somewhere. Can never find himself ever bored in life. In other words, he has found love in something, will never get bored. You must find something to love, not get attached. Now, that is very important. Our love is in the form of only attachment. What is attachment? You want to derive pleasure out of it. Not pleasure here. Love means where you can offer, you can serve, you care, you give, you forgive, you get lost. Where what our love is, how much I can get out of it, how much I take out of it, how much I egg out of it, how much you squeeze out of it. Then it is love, attachment. In attachment, you get tired, you get fatigued, you get rejected, you get thrown out, sometimes ignored. Whereas in love, there is no way you can be thrown out, because you are not taking anything out of it. When you are giving, when you are serving, when you are caring, when you are able to involve, there is no tiredness. You derive a greater and greater joy, inexplicable. That's what all Mahatmas, all great people have lived and showed to us. So that is the quality of a Mahatma. Ye guna sarva shastreshu varnyante brahmajnaninam taihi ayam sarvada purnaha rajate sarvayoginam. He shines with the full qualities. Alright, more of it we will see in the next session. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.